Good afternoon, guys. This is Drudos Whatever, and today we're doing a throwback. This is update number 62. If you know, you know. Giving you guys an update on the stock portfolio and tell where it's been. If you've been following this journey, about a year ago, on July 13th of 2024, this Roth account was at $21,208 and whatever change. Today we're at $86,253. That is quite the transformation. We're up like 400% or 300% or whatever it is. That's a 4x, a little over 4x actually. We've been doing very well. This whole year has been ups and downs, but wanted to give you guys the update. We are almost to the goal of $100,000, and I have not added anything substantial to this account. I think I've maybe added $136. I don't know the exact figure, but I think I got something from Voyager Digital, which went down. If you're a longtime viewer of the channel, you would know about it. But let me show you the return that we've had for over the past couple years. All right. So going over the Roth, I have scribbled it out, I screenshotted it, so we're not going to go deep into this. But as you can see, I no longer hold 800 and some change of Palantir. I don't do that. Back in October, I really got, if you know anything about Palantir, it went from like 30 or 28 or 30, went all the way up to 70, almost 80. And I was really sweating because I had covered calls. I had been making some income on the covered calls, and I was like, yeah, this is going to work forever. And it did not. And it skyrocketed. I think it was S&P inclusion, or they were officially profitable. I don't remember. I think it was S&P inclusion. But the stock has just run since then. Right now, the stock is at like 140. Today is July the 10th of 2025. So right now the stock is sitting at like 141, and at that point it was at 70 or so. So I just decided, okay, I'm going to cut my losses. I'm going to sell at 35. It was painful, I tell you that, but I was like, I'm going to buy a $70 call and just put it in leaps. So as you can see, it's January 15th of 2027. So that gives me 2 years just about to hold and have it grow. I think about in January, I'll probably roll it over another year. Or, at one point, if it's really, really good, I'll just keep rolling it. I've made a lot of money in that call. I can show you guys the percentages in here in a little bit. I've also picked up another one in October, was Rocket Lab. I think about this time last year, I was in the uranium stocks pretty heavy, but uranium really just wasn't panning out at the time. Now CCJ is doing really well. I think they're at 70. But Rocket Lab has been a game changer for me. I think I bought it at like 8 or 10 or 12. And then I decided I was going to buy Leaps. So I bought a $7 Leap, and sold it in the 20s. And that made like 300, 400, almost 500% on that. And then I've just been rolling the calls in. So I've been making a good bit of money on Rocket Lab, and I think it's going to become one of my biggest positions all throughout the portfolio. On my individual, I've made like 400% on that, which I've gotten really lucky. Really lucky on that one. But, just on this thing, like, this is not normal. I'm going to tell you guys, this is not normal to make a 4x in about a year. That's not normal. But it's just the luck, and it's the investing. If you buy good companies, if you invest in good companies, they can pay off. This is testament to this. I think there was one day where I recorded it at 69,000. Nice. But I just decided to not do it because it dipped really hard the next day. So this is where it is at currently. Wanted to give you guys an update. But let's look at the percentages of the growth that I've had. Okay, diving deeper into it. That $70 Palantir call that I really got rinsed on before, is now at 182%. I've made $42,000 just on that Palantir call. And to think, if I had just bought the stock, I wouldn't be able to make that kind of return. So that being said, I really did luck out with how I positioned it, how I did. Palantir, I think, is going to be a $1 trillion company. I truly, truly, truly believe that. Just they're so integral in everything they do. The $20 Rocket Lab calls at the bottom are almost at 100%. The put, I've been rolling kind of the wheel on that one, just buying the shares when it dips below 32 or 28 or whatever the strike price is, and then selling it either at that strike price or above, never below. And then I got $40 Rocket Lab calls. I think that's to the covered call on the 200 shares that I have there. The 200 shares I got assigned, and I just haven't sold it yet. So I am also, with those $40 calls, I am rolling dice on that and hopefully going to sell them or not. We'll just keep doing the cover call on that one and keep rolling the dice. But that's my portfolio. Wanted to give you guys an update again. If you guys have any thoughts, put it down in the comments. Subscribe if you want to keep following. Hopefully in a couple months I'll reach my goal of 100,000, or in a year I'll be there. I think right now it's sitting at like 15 to 20% is what I need to make. I think yesterday when I did the math, it's obviously gone up. Well, down actually. I think it's about 18% that I have to do to be able to get to $100,000 or $100,000 in my portfolio. It's really funny to call it portfolio because it's only 2 stocks. But anyways, thank you guys for reaching the end. Like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. All right, so over the past 5 years, the cumulative 5-year is 573%. That is pretty incredible. And when you look at the overall performative, cumulative, or whatever that is, that's 622% in a Roth account. That is nuts. Let me go dive into the stocks and show you what I got right now.